Hello and welcome to the Manifestation Podcast with Peggy McColl. Peggy is a world-renowned wealth, business, and manifestation expert, as well as the best-selling author of the brand new book, The Demand Principle. Are you ready to manifest your dreams? Tune in now. Welcome, everyone. This episode of the Manifestation Podcast is taken from a Messages of Magic call where Peggy shares the keys to activating prosperity. Enjoy.
Today, we decided that the focus of our live event would be a live event that really focuses on abundance. And more importantly, helping you have and experience more abundance in your life if that's something that you would love to have. And when we're talking about abundance, like quite often people refer to abundance as money, as having more of the green stuff, if you will, the good that you desire. But abundance could be a number of things. It could be abundant of success. It could be an abundance of love. It could be abundance of joy. It could be abundance of perfect health. It could be abundance of anything. And frankly, as we're talking about the process of manifesting abundance, whether it's money or greater love or greater success, the process is actually the same. It's the same process. So what is involved, and I want to quickly talk about this, and then I'm going to go to the questions that have been submitted in advance. So what's really involved are three things. And this is what I want you to really understand when you're looking to attract more abundance into your life. Now, before we get to those three things, what I also want to say is you don't have to know what your current paradigms are in order to attract more abundance into your life. So in other words, if you are thinking that you've really got to get into some self-analysis to determine what you've been thinking, it's probably, it's not necessary that you do that. It's probably pretty obvious. Now, how do you know what your paradigms are? Simply look at your results. So if you're someone who has been struggling financially, well, it's a paradigm or a paradigm challenge. If you're someone that hasn't been earning the kind of money that you would love to be earning, it's a paradigm, right? So what does that really mean? It means that there's a belief system within you that is actually blocking you from experiencing what it is that you desire. Now, that belief could be something as simple as one little thing that could be so strong and so powerful that it is blocking you. I'll give you an example. It could be a belief that you don't believe you're worthy or deserve to have abundance, that you don't believe that you deserve to have all the money that you desire, or you don't deserve or are worthy of earning the kind of money that you would love. That alone could be a belief that is blocking you from experiencing what you desire. Now, you've probably heard the example of people that have won money in the lottery, and they won money in the lottery, and then they come into all this money, like thousands or millions of dollars perhaps. So they come into all this money and they enjoy the experience of having all this money. But then what they find is that after a period of time, it's gone, right? All the money that they've manifested in their life is no longer there. So why is it that a lottery winner would win millions of dollars and then find themselves broke or without money in a short period of time or within a couple of years? Well, the reason is because they have a paradigm, right? They've got a belief within them. This is what blocks people. They've got a belief within them that they weren't worthy of that money, or that they're not someone who is a wealthy person. And so part of our belief is also our identity. It's how we feel about ourselves. So if you feel you're a rich person, if you feel you're worthy of success, if you feel that you are connected to the abundance in the universe, if you feel that it's easy to earn money, by the way, that's one of Bob Proctor's beliefs around money, is that it's easy to earn money. When you believe that, you will attract results into your life that are reflective of that belief. So if you're not experiencing that, or as I mentioned earlier, the individual who won lottery money and then finds himself broke in a couple of years, what happens is even if you attract the money into your life, you will sabotage your results as long as you hold on tight to the beliefs that do not support you. All right. So what are the three things in order to have more abundance in your life? Number one, you decide what you would love. And when it comes to abundance, when it comes to money, these could be goals that you set for yourself. So let's say it's an income goal. So that's one of the things that you would include. So I'm so happy and grateful that I'm easily and gratefully earning. And then you declare what that amount of money is. And another part of identifying money as a goal or as a demand is to decide or determine what would you love your net worth to be? How much money would you love to have in the bank? And those types of questions. If you're running a business, what kind of revenue would you love your business to be generating? And what about the profit margin? What would you love your profit margin to be? So these are all the kinds of things that you can determine as far as the results are concerned for what you would love to have or do or be or experience in your life. So that's the first part. What would you love, right? Determine what you would love and include the abundance as part of it. You could talk about donations, the money that you're giving away. You can talk about how generous you are if you want to start your own foundation. Whatever it is, just declare it. And how do you declare it? Write it down. The next thing that you do, the second thing, remember I said in the beginning there were three things. The second thing that you do is determine what do you need to believe in order to have this. All right, this is where new paradigms are created. So what do you need to believe in order to have more abundance in your life? Well, you need to believe you're worthy of it. You need to believe there's an abundance of it in the universe. You need to believe that it's easy for you. So those types of things. And it's not like you have to have a whole long list of what you need to believe. It could be just a few short beliefs that you have that will be enough to be reinforced through space-time repetition of really knowing what is that, what is these beliefs that are necessary? What are these paradigms that are necessary in order for me to have what I desire in my life? Right? I'm a happy and healthy multi-millionaire or multi-billionaire. I was just actually doing a Q&A call, and one of the lovely ladies that was on the call was declaring that she would love to be a billionaire, and she's declared that for herself, demanded it, in fact. And so if you desire to be a multimillionaire or a billionaire or whatever it is that you desire, you start declaring it today. So you determine, what do I need to believe in order to be a billionaire? That I am one. Simple, right? Yes. Most people don't think like that. They don't think common sense. Common sense isn't very common, but those are the kinds of things you start declaring, looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I'm so happy and grateful that I am a billionaire, a healthy and happy billionaire, surrounded by love, enjoying quality time with my family and my friends and all those things. And then the next part, the third part of the equation of really attracting more abundance into your life, is to really understand what you will be feeling when you have that in your life, but you declare it as if it's already here right now. So if I asked you the question, if you had all the money in the world that you desire, all the money that you desire, how would you be feeling? All right, I'm going to ask you that question. We got people on Instagram, we got people on Facebook, we've got people on YouTube. How would you be feeling if you had all the money that you desired? All the money that you desired. Give me some words. I want to see some words in the little chat boxes here on what you would be feeling. I'll put my glasses on so I can see it. So what would you be feeling? Well, very likely you'd be feeling relaxed, right? Relaxed, going, happy, says Adrienne. Happy, excellent. I love that. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so what about here? We have awesome, says Lorette. Okay, awesome. I love that. Light, happy, carefree, grateful. Okay, now the words are coming. Calm. All right. Love this. Freedom. Yeah, you feel free, right? Contentment. Blessed. Love this. Serenity, says Roberta. Love that. Veronica, grateful. Thank you. Light and free. Okay, so excited, relieved, grateful. Thank you, Tommy, dude. All right, super. Whatever it is. Now, there's no right or wrong answer to that question. It's what would you feel were you financially abundant? Were you to have the money? So what do you do now? You got to go straight to feeling it. You got to feel it every single day. That's why the Power Life script works so well, because the Power Life script is really affirming whatever it is that you desire on a regular basis. And if you're not familiar with what the Power Life script is, go to powerlifescript.com and you can check it out over there. And this is a process that I've established. I'm looking for my phone, but it's right there. I'm using it for Instagram. So the process of Power Life Script is really delivering on what I'm talking about right here. What am I talking about right here? Living your dream life abundantly wealthy, if that's what you desire, because that was the topic for this particular call, right? So in order for you to live that, get clear on what you would love, what do you need to believe in order to have it, what it feels like, and script it. Script it into your Power Life Script, and then record it and listen to it every single day. So number one was to determine what you would love, get clear on that. Number two was determine what do you need to believe in order to have that. So you write out the beliefs. These are also known as paradigms. Number three is what are you feeling as a result of having that in your life, all right? So there you go. Perfect. Okay. So I know some of you already have the program. You're already invested in the program. Some of you are already using a Power Life Script. And if so, phenomenal. Do it more often. Listen to it more often. Listen to it multiple times a day. It is reprogramming your consciousness. And that's really what you want to do. Okay. So we've had a number of questions that have been submitted in advance. And I'm going to go over to this computer over here because I've listed them here. There's a question that was submitted by someone named Carrie. And I don't know if Carrie's on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube right now, but here's the question. I have a question about manifestation and I would love your opinion. There is something I desire deeply. Most people think I'm a bit crazy for believing it will happen. Do you believe that the realization in the physical world of one's manifestation will only show up if the desire is aligned with one's soul purpose? How are we to know if the desire is in alignment? So the answer to that question is, do I believe that the manifestation only show up if it's in alignment with your soul purpose? I would say no, because manifestations have shown up in my life that years ago, of course. Yay, Carrie's here. So manifestations have shown up in my life in the past that were not part of my soul's purpose, but they showed up because of what my beliefs were. Okay. So no, it doesn't have to be in alignment with your soul's purpose. I believe when it is, it certainly makes it a whole lot easier. All right. Because you get in harmony with it, right? How are we to know if the desire is in alignment? Thank you so much for your time and gifts that are so generously shared with the collective. I appreciate you. I appreciate you as well. This is a phenomenal question. You're right, Celine. This is a phenomenal question that Carrie is asking. So here's what I believe to be true. This whole manifestation process is really rather simple. It is. Now, if you think you have to figure out what your life purpose is before you can manifest something into form and you haven't figured that out yet, that could be a block. Right? It could be a block. You don't have to know what it is. You don't have to know what your soul's purpose is. I think it's wonderful to know what your soul's purpose is. But if you were looking to manifest, you don't have to know what your soul's purpose is. Decide what you want. And it's really those three steps that I mentioned a moment ago. Decide what you would love. What do you need to believe in order to have that? What would it feel like? And that's what you connect to. You connect to the feeling states, right? That's what you do. Your soul purpose will very likely be figured out. And what you believe your soul purpose is, or what you believe our soul purpose is, might be different from what somebody else believes it to be. So just be easy on yourself. Of course, have fun with it. Allow it to be simple. It is simple, and you can and will manifest everything that you desire in the physical form. Okay, the next question that was submitted is a question from Yinka. And let me know, if you are on the line or on the call right now, either on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. So Yinka says, there are so many amazing things to learn and do. I'm doing your Power Life Script at the moment. How do you decide what to do? I get so excited and want to do it all. I'm not sure I understand your question. And I'm going to answer it with a couple of different interpretations, okay? So as far as how do you decide what to do you mean as far as all the manifestation techniques, or as far as what's possible to manifest? So I'm going to answer it both ways. All right. So how do you decide what to do as far as manifestation techniques are concerned? Number one, I suggest that you do the Power Life Script for sure. The reason I suggest it is because it is the most powerful tool I've ever used. All right. So that's one reason. And it's easy to do, easy to use, like push play and boom, you're listening to your Power Life Script every day. And it's literally reprogramming your subconscious mind. So it absolutely suggests that. Now, as far as what to manifest, and if you don't know what to manifest, just ask yourself a very simple forward question. And that forward question is, what would you love? What would you love? And then just let it flow, right? Remembering, let go. You don't have to know how you're going to accomplish it. You can have, do, be, experience anything that you want. Just ask yourself that question, what would you love? And then let the ideas flow. And then when you get an idea, just stab it, write it, declare it, demand it. In fact, demand it into physical form, and you're going to be off to the races, as they say. You're going to be manifesting. All right. The next question is from Kanique. Kanique says, good evening, ma'am. I have a question. What is masterminding? In Think and Grow Rich, Hill said, without mastermind, we can't go far. So it means I can't manifest $3 billion without a group of people who support me. Yeah, I think what he really means by that is, and I think masterminding and what you're talking about here, like everybody needs help to accomplish certain goals, right? Even in my business, we have Celine here, who's here on all these calls, and she's here supporting you, helping you, serving you in any way, in every way that's humanly possible. So I don't do these events by myself. I have a team of people. Eric sometimes gets on the calls with us. Trace, who's on the team, sometimes gets on the calls. Sabrina gets on the calls. Kayla gets on the calls. They're all part of my team. So as a team, collectively, we serve people. I don't do it alone. I started my business alone. I was the only employee in my company for many, many years before I brought anyone on as an employee. But I believe that's what Hill's talking about. And when we think about the people that he studied, the people that were wildly successful, Henry Ford, Andrew Carnegie, people like that. And even Henry Ford, there was a story that was told of how he was one time accused of not knowing everything that he needed to know about his business. And he ended up in a courtroom and he was on trial and he was asked the question. He says, I don't know the answer to that. Then he was asked another question. He said, I don't know the answer to that. And he said, well, why do I need to know the answer to everything? What I do need to know is who to call, right? Just give me a phone and I'll get somebody on the phone who does know an answer, or I'll be able to find the answer. And of course, that was all before the internet too. So he understands what it takes to actually get to where you want to go by inviting or incorporating the knowledge and the wisdom and the brilliance of other people. So that could be very well what Hill was talking about there. But masterminding as a group, I think, or even with another individual, it can be a very powerful thing too. Why? Because you get more than one mind, right? Whoever's coming to the table is bringing their thoughts, their energy, their experience, their knowledge, their wisdom, their teachings as well. So it can definitely help significantly. Yesterday, I had a very brief mastermind call with a colleague of mine who's not in my business, but runs a very successful business, and the team. And so I called the meeting because I wanted to investigate and get some answers that I knew we didn't have on our team. So we asked someone else. That could be a form of masterminding. Every Sunday, I do my accountability list with my mastermind partner, and we send each other our list of accomplishments. Every morning, Monday through Friday, I get on a call with a small mastermind where we declare our goals, and we talk about our intentions for the day, what we're going to accomplish today, and then we read. And we read from powerful stuff, mighty materials, and that's a mastermind of sorts as well. All right, so that's something else that you can do. All right, now I know there's been several other questions that have been coming in here as well, so I'm going to head on over to those questions. Looks like we got lots of activity going on today. This is fabulous. Okay, so the question is, do you have advice to fight procrastination? So I wouldn't fight procrastination, but I understand what you mean, and I love the question. I think it's a really good question. There's a very simple answer to that one as well. The way to get over procrastination is to move into action, right? You've got to do something. You've got to take action. When you're taking action, you're not procrastinating. So start taking action. You get an idea to do something, do it. Get yourself an accountability partner like I have, and I've talked about that many times, where you're declaring to your accountability partner the things that you will accomplish that week. Check in with them on a regular basis, have them check in with you on a regular basis, and you're going to find you're going to get better at it. Also, schedule things into your agenda. Make sure that you stick with it. Make a list of your demands every day that you will accomplish every single day. These are all techniques and tools that can help you with getting even better results. The next question is from Amy. Would you consider, would it be easier to focus on my business without having to concern myself with money anymore? Would it be easier to focus on my business without having to concern myself with money anymore? Well, whether it's easy or not, that's up to you. So easy is a choice. And I was actually recording some content this morning for the author marathon. We're starting a marathon in July. It's a 26-day write your book marathon. It's theauthormarathon.com if you want to check it out. And in the very first class of the author marathon, I let the new authors know, or existing authors, if they're writing another book, might be their second book, is that you get to decide, is this going to be easier? It's going to be hard. It's a choice. It's absolutely a choice. So choose whatever it is that you want to focus on. And if you find that you would love for it all to be easier, or you'd love to have your focus be easier, or have your business be easier, declare it. Have that become a mantra that you're declaring every single day. I wrote a book called Darn Easy. Work half as hard, earn twice as much while living the life of your dreams. And this is a book to help you understand how to create greater ease in your life. So you may want to check that out as well. It's called Darn Easy. And I co-authored that book with my good friend, Brian Proctor. Thank you, Celine, for putting the author marathon link in there. Okay, the next question is from the Lightning Thunderstorm. How do I stop my brain? You don't, and I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't even give energy to that. You want to keep your brain working. It's a great gift that you have. So the message goes on to say, I daydream and visualize all day long. Awesome. I'm just not able to complete my daily tasks with full concentration. Stop saying that. If you're declaring to the world you're not able to complete your daily tasks, what's going to happen? You won't complete your daily tasks. Start to declare you easily accomplish your daily tasks. And you do it in a very, very short order. Talk about that. Talk about how productive you are. Talk about how you easily accomplish things. Start to become that. Declare it, but really feel it too. It's important to feel it. All right. Thank you for the question. I love these questions. They are awesome. Celine had said that she's really finding the questions today are quite phenomenal, and I agree. Okay, Fiona says, hi, Peggy, would you recommend, sorry, there's a button in the way here. I can't read this. Would you recommend something for traumatic emotional impact that I've been able to change in my subconscious since? Would you recommend something for traumatic emotional impact that I haven't been able to change in my subconscious mind, subconscious since? Yes, the Power Life script. Use it. Declare only beliefs and outcomes that you desire. Declare it, declare it, declare it, and listen to it every single day. All right. So that's what I would suggest. Get yourself, Fiona, a Power Life script, but really, really use it. And whatever happened to you from a traumatic emotional impact, leave it in the past. Just harvest the good. Don't even give energy to it. Just focus only on what you desire. Focus only on feel good feelings, and you will manifest much better results in your life. Excuse me. The next question is from Ryan. Ryan says, can the Power Life script be used to manifest in others? For example, a sick family member who doesn't believe they can heal. I believe they can. It is in my Power Life script. I love that, Ryan. I love that you're doing that. That's incredible. Absolutely. And I'll give you an example of that. And this is a very sensitive topic for me because it was a very emotional, traumatic experience. And this happened almost 3 years ago. It was in July, 3 years ago, where my grandson all of a sudden woke up one night and he went into seizures for 2 hours and 45 minutes. And then he stopped breathing. And he was put on life support. He was 6 years old at the time. We had no idea what had happened. We did not know what caused this to occur. Actually, it was 2 years ago. And he was in the children's hospital on life support. They didn't know. They did test after test after test after test after test, trying to figure out what caused this and what was going on. And they never did figure it out. They didn't know what was going on. He was in this coma on life support, machines connected to him. And I have my grandson James in my Power Life script now. I talk about him. I talk about what a happy little guy he is. I talk about how confident he is, how much fun he is, how he lives such a wonderful life, and he's so happy, and I enjoy quality time with him. And that was in my Power Life script then. It's in my Power Life script now. And I talk about how healthy he is. Actually, I moved it to the top of my Power Life script. So it starts by talking about my grandson, James, how healthy he is, how happy he is. 5 days after he had gone into this coma, he woke up. Thank God. And it took a couple days after all the meds had worn off that he came back to being his normal, happy self. And they still don't know to this day what caused it. So yes, you can put in, I talk about my health. I talk about my husband's health. I talk about my son's health. I talk about my grandson's health. I talk about my daughter-in-law's health. And so absolutely, I have things in my Power Life script about my son. I have things in my Power Life script about my husband. So yes, because it's energy, right? All your thoughts are energy in motion. You're putting it out there in the world. So yes, you can talk about other people and good things with other people as well. So yes, I love that you're asking that question, Ryan. It's a great example of the kind of heart that you have, the love that you have, and how you're so kind and thoughtful of others. So I really appreciate that. All right, so I believe I've answered all the questions that are here. We generally get on these calls for about 30 minutes. We're just 2 minutes away from the 30-minute mark. Even though we had a challenge getting on YouTube Live today, we did it. And you know why we did it? Because persistence pays off. Now, I thought I saw a question that came in on Instagram that we may have missed earlier. So I'm just going to stay on for another minute to see if there are any other questions that are here before we call it a wrap. We will be back again next week. We're going to do another session next week. If you have any questions at that point, I love answering questions. It's one of my absolute favorite things to do. I love helping people create the things that they love to create in their life, the manifestations that are deep in their heart. And I just really want you to know, Amy has a great question here. Actually, here I'm going to answer Amy's question, but here's what I want to finish that thought. What I want you to know is that this is simple. Okay, this whole process of manifesting is simple, and that's part of how people get in their own ways. They think it's difficult. They think it's hard. If you think it is, you're right. So Amy says, besides listening to the Power Life script, what else to do in order to stay in a good vibration? And which programs do you recommend me to start is another question. Okay, so do you have a positive music list? Okay, so 3 questions, bam, 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 just came flying in here. So I'm going to address those 3 questions, no more for today because I got another call coming up. So the first one that I want to address here, or the first one in this little section here is besides listening to the Power Life script, I do gratitude, I do visualization, I do affirmations, I study every single day, go for walks, listen to music, those kinds of things. Rarely do I listen to music though, by the way. So the question, do I have a positive music list? I do, but I rarely listen to it. Just upbeat music that makes you want to dance is usually what I listen to. And Ed Sheeran's on there, and Justin Timberlake's on there, and Maroon 5 is on there, and songs like that. Okay, so Caesar Munar 8 is asking, which programs of mine do I recommend? It depends. So here's what I would say to that. Like the Power Life script, everybody should have for sure. PowerLifeScript.com. Absolutely recommend that for everyone. Another one that I recommend is A Million in a Month. And that's really how anyone could create a business online and build a business online. Another one is the Complete Author Program. And the Complete Author Program is how to write your book and how to be successful as an author. Also have a program that I do with Phil Goldfine called Getting into Hollywood. So there are programs. So I would say, depending on what you want to create, depending on what you would love to manifest, take a look at the programs that we have at PeggyMcColl.com, and you can make your decision from there. But definitely get into the Power Life script. I have people that are in every single program that I offer. So it's not that you only take one, you could take many programs. All right. So that's it for today. I want to thank you for being here. I really appreciate you guys, and look forward to being back with you again next week. and have yourself a wonderful manifesting kind of day. And thank you, Celine, for being here and for helping me serve everyone in such a wonderful and loving way. I really appreciate you so much. Okay, everyone, I really appreciate you guys being here as well. Thank you. I look forward to serving you again in another capacity. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in to the Manifestation Podcast with Peggy McColl. Take your learning deeper by signing up for the free morning manifestation videos at morningmanifestation.com. And follow Peggy on all social media channels for daily updates. See you again.
To get my latest book, The Demand Principle, and to obtain all of the special bonus gifts, you can go right now to thedemandprinciple.com. Again, that URL is thedemandprinciple.com.